always is. So hot.
Oh, that's you, man. What are you doing, dude?
I'm playing the Song of Storms, dude.
What's your point, dude? I'm trying to...
It's like 102 degrees out here. Trying to change the weather, man.
Okay.
Trying to make it rain, dude.
So am I.
It's hot. It's hot out here, man. I don't have an ocarina, so maybe that's why nothing's happening. I don't see. Is it? Wait, hold on. Wait.
I thought the whole point of us linking was to link and do the...
Yeah, I'm taking a page out of Link's book, and I'm trying to change the weather because where we're at, it's hotter than balls. It's almost like Death Valley here. Which, by the way, did you hear Death Valley had like a record-breaking high of like 120 something, 130
you know what?
something?
It's 2020, dude. Nothing surprises me. I think we're like in about to hit level 10, 12, whatever fucking month this is, of Jumanji, and it's just like a new thing
ridiculously hot. It's just
and notice how every year it keeps going up. Oh, record breaking.
It's so
remember those Amazon days, dude? Oh, record breaking, 114 degrees. Yes, dude. Fucking Silver Lake dropping off all these packages, man. And it was good.
Can't do it. I hate the heat. The heat is killing me, man. It's just, that's how I get. That's I picture like what's his name? The Hulk. The Hulk. Oh, okay, and Macho Man Randy Savage back in the day, which is kind of fitting with what we're talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. You're not gonna do it with me? Come on, man, dude. I'll be. Welcome to another episode of the Side Project Podcast. Brother. Yeah, why do you always do that?
It's the only time my size like comes into
brother. What did Macho Man Randy Savage used to say?
Not brother the whole time.
That was the Hulk. But no, I think they both said it. But
it wasn't the Hulk. It was Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Well, did they call him the Hulk too?
Nope.
They call him the Hulk in wrestling. But what was Macho Man Randy Savage's like slogan thing? I know later he did the commercials and he was like, snap into a slam jab. Remember those?
Yeah, but Brothers was Hulk Hogan.
I think they both said it because they were brothers. Yeah. We're brothers. Do you know those lyrics?
We're not doing that.
You don't know those lyrics?
We're not doing that.
We're getting copyrighted like a motherfucker. I'm singing Nintendo songs and they don't fuck around. That's for sure. Macho Man Randy Savage. Man, but anyway, it's fitting. 90s, right? I guess it was like the end of the 90s, though. No, well, yeah, end 90s.
It all depends on...
Yesterday, for us, during this recording, when this episode comes out, it'll be over the week, last weekend, Nintendo 64 turned 24 years old, dude.
Damn.
24 years old, man.
Should put some stuff in perspective for you, huh?
What's the first thing, without even thinking, just right away, when you think of Nintendo 64, for you, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem for you?
Duke Nukem and to be honest with you, Conker's Bad Fur Day, because I had so many fond memories with my brother. Yeah. Just sitting up there late night playing, and then we would try to have to put a towel under the door because like you want to dim the light so
they don't know where to smoke a little bit and you don't want the smoke to go out.
No,
you know?
Dude, no,
we're not talking about.
We're little kids at that time.
Oh, my bad. My mind's elsewhere.
When you stay up past your curfew, bedtime, whatever you want to call it,
to block the light and everything.
Block the light and then like put it on real low. But we would always just start screaming and our mom will find out anyways.
Me and Jar Retro had that all the time because we had lived upstairs. We didn't do the light thing, but we just turned the lights off and we would play. And we would be making so much noise, and then we would hear like our parents coming up the stairs, and we'd like turn everything off, jump in bed, and act like we were asleep. But they fucking knew.
They knew everything.
They fucking knew. You know what I mean?
It was just
we thought we were all stealthy though,
you.
and we would like hold our breaths and try not to laugh. You know?
That was your laugh, wasn't
like a shy, coy little female boy.
A little shy guy?
Yeah, that was Mike. That was Mike's voice. I'm just going to blame that on Mike. Just going to blame that on Mike. I'm just going
to go ahead and throw him under the bus.
It's so freaking hot, man. When I think of Nintendo 64, honestly, I
mean, I didn't ask you, but...
All of the... I mean, there's so many things that come to my mind, but for some reason, when I first think of N64, most people probably think of, which I'm wearing a Mario shirt today, Super Mario 64. Yeah. They probably think of Legend of Zelda, right? And then there's the other people that, like myself, when I first hear Nintendo 64, my first game that comes to mind is GoldenEye. And even though I played like all of the N64 games, not literally all of them,
Yeah,
but
but
a lot of
GoldenEye is
them.
what sticks out
a
to
lot. For some reason, just GoldenEye always just sticks out right away when I think of Nintendo 64. There's always 3 that stick out for me, and it's GoldenEye, Mario 64, and then Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. But it's always GoldenEye first. It's just such a revolutionary shooter game.
I would say for me, it was Duke Nukem, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and then obviously Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong Racing, dude. Oh,
yeah.
I can't think. I have the theme song kind of
Blitz.
in my head.
Do you remember that game,
Dude,
Blitz?
do you remember? Oh my God, NFL Blitz, dude. I mean, that carried on. That franchise carried on for a little bit, dude.
Yeah, but
Blitz was my shit.
It was
once
never,
again.
It was never better than the original. You know, I said it was never better than the original. I think that's what kind of like obviously pioneered and led the way for a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
But like Blitz was my shit, dude.
Yeah, dude, Blitz
I would
was
love that game.
By the way, shaved my beard. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. What happened was, I know that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I was looking at myself in the camera and I was like, man, things look weird. Also, is the camera off? I feel like you're closer and I'm a little bit further away.
I mean, I was leaning forward so I could look massive.
Oh, I look like Doctor Strange right now. I just brought 3 Avengers in. Yeah,
I think we might need to get you tested for like hallucinations and shit. But
I was trimming my beard a little bit because I noticed on like the last maybe 2 episodes, it was getting a little bushy, right? Even with the beard oil and me taking care of it, it was getting a little bushy. So I wanted to trim it down just a little bit. And I fucked up, trimmed it too much, had to commit. Now I'm pissed off. You know? Now I look like a big walking tomato. Okay? Because I have a tomato-shaped head. Not because I'm red, but because I feel like I have a very tomato-shaped head. I don't have a chin, you know?
Shave it, dude.
Some people got a chin, like a nice, what's it called?
Broad chin, like a Ben Affleck chin.
Is it? Like a Ben Affleck has a nice chin. That guy's got a nice chin, dude.
Yeah.
Nice chin. And then there's some people that got a chin like a moon. Like it's just really long. Too much chin. Jay Leno chin. You know?
Jay Leno chin.
I've got no chin. I call it tomato chin.
But like a Pee Wee Herman, right?
Pee Wee Herman doesn't really have a chin, huh?
No, yeah, that's what I said.
That little motherfucking freak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I played a lot of those, dude. But you know what we have? We have a couple people who have something that they want to say. So we'll play a couple and we'll talk a little bit. Then we'll play a couple. Then we'll talk a little bit. Yeah, so check this out. You guys know, if you don't know, the Console Kids podcast. We were on their podcast a couple episodes back. Go check them out. The Console Kids on Instagram. Right?
Yeah, the Console Kids.
And then the Console Kids podcast on Apple and Spotify and all that. And go check them out. They're a really, really cool podcast. And we've got Anthony here from the Console Kids podcast who wants to say a little something about N64. So
Should I turn up there?
Let's make sure this is right.
Big happy birthday shout out here from Anthony from the Console Kids. Been 24 years now since this console's been out, and I think it's still going. I know people are still buying games. People are still buying the consoles whenever they can get them, and they're well worth it. I remember playing games like Star Fox 64, GoldenEye, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I mean, you name it. This console had so many hit games back in the day, and I believe a lot of them paved the way for current developers making games, you know, derived from those same formulas. So, again, big happy birthday. Man, gaming wouldn't be where it is today without the N64.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And thanks
I
for
totally
sending
forgot
that
about
in.
Star Fox, dude. And I used to be big on Star Fox.
I was never too big on Star Fox. I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I personally was just, it was never really my style of game.
Well, I mean, some people got taste, others don't. I mean, there's that, you know. Like Anthony clearly has taste.
Yeah.
You and me get along, dude. I get it. This guy, not so much.
He's right, though, dude. It wouldn't. Some may try to argue that and say, well, PlayStation, PS1 at the time changed things. But you guys got to think, okay, like it really wouldn't be where it's at. Gaming wouldn't be where it's at if it wasn't for Nintendo. Like they're the pioneers of all the way back of everything. I know we're talking about N64 here today, but I mean they really pioneered the shit out of a lot. They changed the game a lot from what Atari was doing, and then it was a big step. What Nintendo started doing, you know? And then even the SNES, and then all the way up to the 64, finally having 64-bit, you know, and polygons and everything. Super Mario 64 in general changed the game for so many games moving forward and paved the way for what Mario in general is to this day, which you see in every Mario game moving forward from 64, which is kind of fitting right now. Super Mario 3D All-Stars right here that just came out. And so you see you got Super Mario 64, and then look at what it became was Sunshine. And then later down the road with Galaxy and so forth. And then all the way up until what we have now with Odyssey, which Odyssey pays tribute to all the Mario games, you know? And then even having the, even having the like 3D style, I mean the, what do you call it? The side-scrolling style Mario games that they did on handheld and that they did on the Wii and the Wii U and things like that, like New Super Mario Bros. The New Super Mario Bros. Franchise, there we go, where it's like it's still kind of like 3D, but it's 2D style side-scrolling. Like just formats. We wouldn't have all of those things if it wasn't for Nintendo as a whole, and obviously if it wasn't for Super Mario 64. You know,
it definitely paved the way, and also started. I feel like a competitive thing between obviously different consoles. I know we're talking about 64, but it also led us to like I feel like a very strong competition where people, you know, producers, big development companies that worked on these games,
the developers
now had to step it up. Now I have to be like, damn, they came out with that. So what am I gonna do to top that, or how could I improve that? And that was obviously we all benefited from it because like we enjoyed these games. You know, moving forward, especially now. I mean, 30 years old, dude. I'm still playing games, and I'm still gonna play games. It's always gonna be like that. And I think it was something that was dear to our hearts, and it was a good thing that they took that leap. Because could you imagine? Like, could you imagine going from like the Ataris, from like the Pongs and stuff like that, to taking such a big leap? Who was those guys that were sitting like the creative directors that were like, we're gonna take a chance with this guy right here, and his idea to say, hey, this is how we should format our games. This is what we should do. This is because it was such a new
Miyamoto
process
doing Super Mario, doing Zelda, things like that, changing and paving the way for everything that is today. I want to get into another little recording that was sent in via Leo from TiredGoomba on Instagram.
Nice.
And for those that are watching, I'll put when
tags and everything.
Yeah, when the recordings are playing, I'll put their Instagram up so you guys can check them out. So let's check out what Leo's got to say.
Hey, it's Leo, known as TiredGoomba on Instagram. I got the N64 pretty late into its lifetime, around 2001. It was an amazing system. I'll never forget getting the N64. I remember seeing it in stores, always wanting one. All the different colors would come in. Like, they were each box was branded with a different game.
True.
There was the bright orange, the purple, the green.
Atomic.
Yep.
Atomic.
Never forget also like playing Kirby 64, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and Mortal Kombat. All great games.
Mortal Kombat 64,
and having to buy that little red expansion pack to play Majora's Mask and Donkey Kong 64
Shout out
was
to Mike.
a little annoying because it was like the same price as the game, the little red thing. But till this day, Majora's Mask is still one of my favorite games. And so that's all just what I wanted to say. And then happy birthday to the N64, turning 24. And it's weirdly designed controller. To this day, it still looks weird, but I remember it being a pretty comfortable controller.
Yeah, he's right, dude. The N64 controller, shout out to Leo, by the way, at TiredGoomba on Instagram. The N64 controller was both revolutionary and awkward all at the same time.
Do you think because we went from like a squared style, like SNES type of thing, to like an actual...
Yeah, well, I mean, right off the bat, it's got three
sticks.
You know
grips.
what I mean? Grips. There you go. Yeah, like 3 handles, 3 grips. Like you can't, I mean,
Which was, but you gotta think.
It was always like, what the hell is this? You know?
Yeah, but then you gotta think for like the people with fat hands like this. We went from like having to do this to like now we got space. I'm grabbing this. And I got space with the joystick.
See, there's a nice way to look at a different perspective. But it was still revolutionary. Adding the stick onto there. You know, I know they did it with the SNES where they had the bumpers L and R. And obviously that was brought back onto the N64 controller. But then also they brought the Z button on the stick in the middle. There's a Z button. If you're holding the joystick part of the controller,
if you move upward a little bit, right?
No, I'm talking about if you're holding. Okay, if you got the N64 controller in your hand and you're holding it normally, right, like this, and you're holding the D-pad is in your left, right?
Yeah. The middle grip, right?
Where the stick is on the bottom, the trigger. There's a Z trigger. That's what you would use to shoot.
Right.
And I think that's what you would use in GoldenEye to shoot, I believe. And then they also added, the C buttons, which were directional buttons for camera and stuff. Which also, I mean, it was especially now that since the 3D All-Stars is out, and I'm playing all the 3D All-Stars, Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy and everything, which Sunshine I'm playing the living shit out of right now. I've decided that I'm going to play Sunshine first all the way through, and then I'm going to play Galaxy after all the way through, and Galaxy looks absolutely phenomenal,
so
dude.
You tapped into all of them just to kind of see what
yeah,
they
I
look
tapped
like,
into all of them just to check,
know.
and I actually am very disappointed with 64. I understand that they kept it kind of true to what it is and all that, but they couldn't even make it widescreen. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. But I am a little bit understanding on certain things, for instance, like...
Because then it takes away from the whole time setting as well, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to put out something as a remaster and have people pay full price, you should remaster it. But I was doing some research on it, and for instance, like Sunshine, some people were complaining that the cutscenes are still, I was one of them. The game play looks great. The cutscenes still kind of look GameCube-esque. They still look a little, low quality. They upscaled it a very little bit. They up-resed it a very little bit. And I was wondering, why didn't they like completely remaster the cutscenes for that game?
Maybe they were trying to leave like a couple little things to remind you of that era.
I know why. It's because they don't have the technology to do so, because those cutscenes are actually separate video files. They are separately rendered video files. They are not used with in-game, I guess, graphics. There's a different word. I can't think. With the in-game engine. It's not used with the in-game engine. They are separate video files from the in-game type graphics. So they were not able to recreate those. They would have to 100% start from scratch.
Reshoot and all that.
Yeah, they'd have to do everything all over. And I can't blame them for that. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't blame them for that. But I don't know what's the excuse for 64. Why couldn't you even widescreen it? You couldn't even widescreen it. So I don't know. But going back to my original thing is playing the N64, Super Mario 64, the controllers are, they have not aged well, in my opinion. And it's very reminiscent of like what Leo just said. Using the N64 controller, like the controls are so awkward, dude. Like if you got an N64 in your hand right now and tried to play GoldenEye, I bet you, especially since you're a COD player, you play shooters, I bet you anything, you would be like, what the fuck like, this is what I used to play? You know what I mean? But back then, it was like, it was so...
entertaining for us, too.
Yeah, and it was so revolutionary, I used to play a lot of the lesser mentioned games from N64. Like me and Jar of Retro and my brother Zane, who just had a birthday, by the way, so happy birthday. 1080 snowboarding, we played a lot.
Yes, I love that game.
Yes, dude, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Those snowboarding games. Let's bring them back, dude.
A lot of those snowboarding
remember SSX? Do you remember that snowboarding game?
Yeah, a lot of those I played in arcade form too, though.
Yeah, they had them in arcades. I remember going to Vegas as a kid, and they even had the
USA.
Yes, dude, on 64. Yeah, we talked about that one with Dad Can Game before. But do you ever recall going to the arcades? I remember specifically at, was it Buffalo Bills? Isn't that right before you get to Vegas? You know when you're going to Vegas,
the outlets.
And there's like
that's by the outlets,
and you have that like roller coaster that's right before.
I think that's either right before the outlets or right after the outlets.
Is it called Buffalo Bills?
Yeah,
I think it's called Buffalo Bills, right? I remember specifically spending some time there, either before or after my Vegas trip as a youngin, and would go to the arcade there, and they had either 1080, probably 1080 at that time, or SSX, but it was more than likely 1080, and they actually had like the
actual
board.
snowboard.
Yeah, and you would hop on it. Do you remember those?
You would try to.
Yeah, dude. I would play the living hell. I would play the living hell out of that, dude. Which I just brought up. Dad Can Game. Let's get into Dad Can Game. Actually sent in a little thing too, talking about the N64 anniversary and everything, and birthday, whatever you want to call it. So let's check out what Dad Can Game has to say real quick.
Hey, what's going on? This is Jordan of Dad Can Game, here to celebrate the 24th anniversary of Nintendo 64's release on September 29th, 1996.
Nice, coming in with the date.
I was only 3 years old at the time, believe it or not. The first memory I have of playing the console was at a babysitter's house, and they had Mario Kart 64 and Yoshi's Story. I was only, I don't know, I was...
Oh, Yoshi's Story, by the way. Yoshi games, all right, for anybody that doesn't know, sorry, the water. I took a drink of water and it spilled all over me.
Just gotta let it drip.
It spilled all over me, man. Sometimes you just gotta let it dribble, you know? Just let it right there.
That's what the beer's for, to tuck it away for later. You know, hydration.
I'm a huge fan of Yoshi. Huge fan of Yoshi. I love Yoshi.
Too, right?
I love the original Super Mario World 2. With Yoshi and everything when Mario was baby and all that. Fucking love it, dude. And then, but my favorite is Yoshi's Woolly World, and I'm disappointed by Yoshi's Crafted World. But we'll get into that. That's a whole other thing. But I just wanted to mention that I love Yoshi.
Story. I was only, I don't know, I was old enough to just kind of drive around and not get what I was doing. I didn't really race properly. I ended up getting my Nintendo 64 alongside Mario Kart. I'd say Christmas when I was turning, my birthday's 5 days after Christmas, so I think it was when I was turning 5. It was either my birthday or Christmas that I got it. I had Mario Kart 64 for a while, and then I ended up getting Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie the next year. I'd say Donkey Kong 64, those 4 games were the ones I had for the longest time. My favorite game from my childhood would probably be Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 tied. Of the 200-ish games that I have now for the console, I'd say my favorite game is Hexen. If there's any Doom fans out there, try it out. It's a kind of a medieval style game, very similar to Doom 64, which I also love. The console's great for multiplayer, even today, split screen, you know, couch multiplayer. Appreciate you having me over and getting my spill on it. So thanks again, and happy birthday, Nintendo 64.
Nice. Thank you, Dadskin Game.
Yep, appreciate it. Dadskin Game on Instagram. Shout out to you, Jordan. He's right, dude. The multiplayer. He's right, dude. The multiplayer was a big deal, man. GoldenEye, I would play with Jar of Retro, our brother Zane. We say little because he is our little brother. He's not so little anymore, but back then he was our little brother, so he really couldn't play that well at that time, but we would still let him play. Obviously, Mario Kart. My cousins would come over all the time. We would play Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing, all of those. And another one that doesn't get mentioned a lot is Wave Race. Do you remember that? Yeah. I believe that was a launch title as well, which I think Leo said you had all the different like launch titles, the different colors that they had. But Wave Race, wait, that's a tongue twister, dude. Wave Race was one of my favorites back then. And again, it's like, it's still like N64 era was still like revolutionary, but also like it was still simplistic in a sense. It was revolutionary, but still simplistic. Like games like Wave Race was super simplistic, but also revolutionary. It blew my mind, but it wasn't much to it at the same time. You know what I mean? But we were like so into it still. And then another one was like all the wrestling games. Did you play a lot of wrestling games? We spoke about wrestling earlier.
WWFs or whatever.
Yeah, dude. And the WCW games were big back then as well.
Stone Cold Steve Austin just stunning.
Yeah, just and I think one of the biggest ones that Jar of Retro and I and my brother Zane used to play a lot was I think it was WCW versus NWO. I think that's the one that we used to play a lot. Yeah. We got another one that sent in. The guys from Daily Rage Quit sent one in. So let's check theirs out real quick.
Hey guys, it's Steelman from the Daily Rage Quit. Thanks for having us on. Happy birthday to N64 too. Awesome system for Weiss and I. Definitely one of the systems that got us started on games. Fondest memory is probably having wires on the controller, so when you raged out and threw your controller, you knew it wasn't going to go through the window and kill the neighbor's cat. But anyways, you know, N64, awesome system. It ships, first time you see a system shipping with 4 ports in it.
True.
And more importantly than that is the fact that all the games were designed, or most of the games were designed to have 4 players in it. So, you know, previously you could have a controller adapter that allowed you to have 4 players, and only some games allowed that. Now all the games are designed for 4 players in N64, which really made having friends over fun. As you knew, if someone had 4 controllers at their house, their place was the place to be after school or after you get done playing football. So it was one of those really fun systems that really brought people together and changed multiplayer. It made multiplayer have more people in it. Now you look at it and it has 100 people. But I'll pass it off to Weiss.
Thanks, Steelman. Now, of course, if we're going to talk about the celebration of a great console, we have to talk and celebrate one of the greatest first-person shooters to ever exist, which is GoldenEye.
Yes.
GoldenEye revolutionized first-person shooters on consoles. Plain and simple. There's nothing that can fucking trump that. Everybody remembers going to their homie's house, getting with 4 other people, playing team deathmatch on one tube TV, and killing each other and having the best time for it. And of course, everyone wanted to choose Oddjob because he was OP. And that actually opened up the doors to OP characters and also OP weapons, allowing us today to modify that so we don't run into that scenario anymore. So GoldenEye paved the way on a system that paved the way for consoles for the future. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I love their enthusiasm.
A lot of people modeled. If you really sit there and think about it, like the Tom Clancy's and shit like that, all kind of modeled off of
COD, all of these,
off of GoldenEye.
Medal of Honor and all of them.
Yeah, it was a start, dude. It was the start of it all.
Shout out to the guys at Daily Rage Quit, Steelman and Weiss.
I love the passion, man.
Yeah, dude, man. You guys, everybody, if you notice, everybody that called in, everybody, shout out to everybody that called in. There was a couple more people that were going to do it, but because we had to get to recording, we weren't able to link up the schedule and everything. But shout out to everybody that participated or wanted to participate and whatnot and all that. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Everybody has
to Chaz all the time.
Everybody kind of has, everybody that called in, everybody that said something has kind of a common theme. And the common themes are everyone seems to have mentioned, almost everyone seems to have mentioned either GoldenEye, Mario 64, right? A lot of people mentioned Donkey Kong and the Zeldas, of course.
Yeah.
And then
where's the love for the Turok set though?
I know, right? I was going to mention Turok as well. We used to play Turok a lot. And I loved how, well, I'll say it in a minute. And then a lot of people, notice how almost everyone mentioned multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because the N64 was a giant time in gaming where it was multiplayer heavy. Everybody, the family, the friends. Yep. After school, get home real quick, jump on, play a couple games before you got to do your homework and eat dinner.
Or take your controller to school because you know you're gonna go to
your friend's house. Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's I used to wake up in middle school, I believe it was.
Yeah.
In middle school, I used to wake up early and go to I used to ride my bike or walk because it wasn't too far, and I would walk across. I used to live down the street from my school, and just for purposes of making the story make sense for people that are watching, I used to live right here. The school was right here, and then my friend lived like over here, which you can't see off camera, so I just ruined my whole fucking thing. But he used to live on the other side of the school, and I used to walk across and go to the other side of the school and go to his house, and in the morning, and we would play games before we had to go to school, and then we'd walk and we'd go to school. And it was that N64 brought everybody together, dude. It really did. And so,
which that's not taken away from like NES or none of that stuff. It's
no,
just
it's just for some,
put it just on a whole different other level.
They're right. It was the first console to ship with 4 ports, and then you had all the different colors, so you felt like, you know, this one's for me. You know, this color's for me. This is what I want. It was the first.
One of the ones,
I think it was the first time, right, when consoles had different colors.
Yeah, because before it was just straight out, just
like gray.
And then even like the Sega came out with black, right? Yeah. The Genesis came out with like that off-white, grayish kind of thing with then the little red rings for the logo, obviously, right?
Did it?
Yeah.
The Sega did that? I don't remember.
No,
I can't remember
Dreamcast.
Right, well, but that was after
I know,
N64.
But that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying before that, I don't think there was. I believe everybody was like black or
like a gray.
Yeah. I think Nintendo was the first one to ship, to have their consoles be multicolored, different colors, special editions. And forgive me if I'm wrong, you know what I mean? And then all the different color controllers, you know? And can we bring back the translucent colors, like the transparent ones, like the atomic oranges and purples? Can we bring those back just for fun?
The green is one of the ones that I'm gonna try to get it. I know there's a lot of stuff that I want to get, but the atomic green console with the obviously with the control, obviously the whole thing is one of the ones that I'm looking for, or the blue one. And I definitely like those clear colors, man. It hit a lot different. I know you couldn't see every single little thing inside and like the mechanics of it. Yeah. But it was still
it's cool. It just has something. I know it's like a totally 90s thing. It really is a 90s thing. But Nintendo, I know Nintendo's going a different route with the way their consoles look and stuff. But honestly, Nintendo, you should bring that back for some sort of anniversary. Maybe on the 25th anniversary of the N64. That would make sense next year.
Even if it's, well, I don't know how it would fit with these, like with the Switches and stuff like that. But
they could do special Joy-Cons, bro. Look.
Yeah.
Here.
Because can't you customize these?
Yeah, but look, right? For anybody that's listening right now, I got the Switch console in my hand, and I'm taking the Joy-Cons out, and I'm gonna show them off. So like
translucent Joy-Cons?
Yeah. You know, even though I personally fucking hate these things.
Yeah.
Everybody that knows I can't stand these fucking things.
Everybody from Nice Eye.
Yeah, but and like it's too small for me. I don't have like giant hands either, but I like playing with the Pro controller, like the regular controller, you know? But they're cool for what they are. And they're the HD rumble and everything. I respect it, and I like that. I do get it, but I won't be playing like this. You know, the only time I use a Joy-Con is if it's in the thing where you can slide it into the holder, the controller thing, and even then I still choose my Pro controller over that. Or the only time I play with the Joy-Cons is if it's undocked like this and I'm playing like this portably. And but they could definitely do that.
Okay.
You know, I think you should. Nintendo, right now, we're saying it right now, right here. What's today's date? The 30th, right? We're recording this on the 30th, September 30th at 3:44 p.m. I am saying it right now. Next year for the Nintendo 64's 25th anniversary, in honor of all the translucent colors or the transparent colors, whatever you want to call them, all the atomics and all that, you should definitely do a special little Joy-Con thing or whatever it is it may be. Do something in honor of the N64. I think that's what they should
think in honor of the N64, which I don't want to wait that late into the year, but if we're doing it like anniversary-wise, 25th style anniversary, you guys could also drop that fucking Switch that you guys been hinting at. And I don't know,
that's coming.
I don't know, maybe come up with like the translucent colors, like you said,
drop
with the
it with it as all one big bundle. All one big bundle of a new Switch and an N64 special.
That's the thing. I'd pay extra for that. Because just because of the nostalgia factor, I'd pay extra for that. And I wouldn't mind it.
Man,
if you guys could get it together at
GoldenEye, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart, Smash Bros, which I don't think anybody mentioned. Did anybody mention Smash Bros?
No.
I don't think anybody mentioned Smash Bros. Diddy Kong Racing, which is still, I want to see a Diddy Kong Racing come to Switch. Do something. Do something. I don't care what it is.
Just port it like you do all the other fucking games, right?
Yeah. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, 1080 snowboarding, all of those wrestling games, Wave Race, Turok, Doom, Duke Nukem, like
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Even having Mortal Kombat on there, even though they had to censor things. Conker's Bad Fur Day. There's so many games. There's so many we're not listing. So this is the part where you list your games. List your games in the comments. If this becomes a promo clip, shoot us it down below in the comments on Instagram. Your favorite games, your fondest memories of N64, and just what comes to mind immediately for you when you think of the Nintendo 64. We want to know. Let's talk about it.
Or they could DM the podcast page, and then we'll do like a little thing for them too.
Yeah, if you don't want to, some people, because a lot of people do that actually. Yeah. A lot of people don't comment in the comments, and that's cool. We do love the interaction in the comments because it gets everybody talking. But some people do DM, and that's cool. Maybe they want more of a personal interaction. You know?
That too. I
respect
that.
Oh, talk to me, daddy. Talk to me.
I don't know about daddy, but yeah.
Sometimes it happens that way, dude. I just don't tell you. You know what I mean?
So you're hogging all.
Some people are like, oh, Daddy Chazzy, I want to talk to you about the N64. And
I want to see screenshots.
Whoa, hey.
I want to see screenshots.
And they're like, they specifically say this. It's super weird. I don't know why, but they specifically go, yeah, don't tell Juicebox though. Just don't tell him. I just don't want him to get offended that I only want to talk to you, Big Daddy Chazzy. It's really weird, dude. I don't know why they do that.
Again, I think we need to check you into some kind of psych facility.
Super weird. I don't know why you guys do that. You guys should just comment and make Juice feel better. You know, it's very weird, man. But let's round this episode out before Juice dies, and let's get into this week's cosplay of the week.
I peaked on that.
Oh yeah, you pinked. You're pinking, man. Peak for me. Peak for me. Let's turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
This week's cosplay of the week comes via the Game of Nerds. Yes.
Shout out to the Game of Nerds. All that buildup.
And then it was the Game of Nerds. Shout out to the Game of Nerds. Yes. We have some things to announce with the Game of Nerds, but we're still figuring out the logistics, still working out the things. But shout out to the Game of Nerds. Shout out to Mass Mateo. Okay. Again, we got some things to announce, but we'll get to that at another time. It's not about us right now. But we found this via the Game of Nerds, and this week's cosplay of the week goes to Time Flash. And that is
_Flash.
There we go. And it is of Cyclops from X-Men.
The jacket.
Look at this, belt, you guys.
The chest piece.
Even the hair is on point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the style of the hair. Even the style of the hair is on point. I dig this. You look. He has the facial structure too. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that. That may be a little weird. Who knows?
I noticed your facial structure during my podcast.
Exactly. And again, like I always say, the attention to details, little details, man. Your facial structure fits it well as well.
The gloves.
The gloves. That's what I was about to say. I like the cutoff on the gloves though. The hands. You know, because you never know when you're going to enter a facility inside the X Mansion, maybe, and you need to do your thumbprint. You know, and it recognizes.
I don't think that was the purpose of
Cyclops is entering the X Mansion. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think he could blast his way through any door.
He could if he wanted to, but he's not going to do that. You know why? Because he's got respect. He's got respect for Professor X and the fact that he may hurt other mutants. And which maybe Professor X is having a meeting with government officials on why mutants matter. And then in comes Cyclops just like, where's the donuts? He doesn't want to do that because he's got respect. So you know what he does? he cuts his gloves off at the tip. And he uses the sensors, dude, because he's got respect. Cyclops is a respectable man.
And I will always love Cyclops.
Yes.
I love your adaptation of this Cyclops. I think it's awesome. But I just always have a bone to pick because of the Logan.
He's a Logan guy, man.
Wolverine.
So you're going to have to fight. You know what, dude? You should be Logan.
That could be my first
But you got to
cosplay.
grow you got to grow it, though.
Yeah, I'll quit my job so I cannot pay my bills. I'll cosplay.
Yes, dude.
Hopefully it works out. Might not.
Yeah.
Point is,
and then you can battle Time Flash.
Yes,
and you can battle Time Flash.
We can meet up at one of the Comic Cons or like Seattle or something crazy like that.
Yeah, and you guys will have a battle, and then we'll see who is the true winner here.
But now, see, the whole beef was we need a Jean, right?
Oh, you guys need a Jean to fight over. You need a Jean Grey to fight over.
You could be the Jean. It'll be a bearded Jean, you know? But
hey, man, we respect everybody here, man. But anyway, we're getting off topic.
Jokes aside,
yes,
though.
This is great, dude. I like the Oh man, what the hell do you call it? The eye, the thing. Oh my God. I am a giant X-Men fan, and I'm drawing a blank right now. But like the visor, the eye thing, you know what I'm talking about? It has an actual term. It has a name. But it looks great. You got the stance down, dude. Like we said, the gloves. The jacket is a beautiful touch, by the way. The jacket is a very nice touch.
A lot of
people, you see a lot of people without the jacket and just in the X-Men suit, the Cyclops suit. This is a great touch. I also like that it's the 90s style. I like the strap going across with the X-Men logo. Exactly, right? And then, excuse me, the belt and everything, and the spandex, the yellow spandex going over the blue spandex. Again, very 90s X. It's very fitting, dude.
The attention to detail on this was just
this
amazing,
is great.
Dude.
This is great, Time Flash. I wish I saw what your real name was, so I could call you by your real name
instead of Time Flash.
Yeah. But so we got a couple shout outs here, by the way. The photographer is at Chosen Few Photos. The suit design was by Cyan Man Designs, and hopefully we're pronouncing everything correctly here.
I'm gonna let you get this one.
And then the suit was printed by Zentai Zone, I believe. Hopefully we're pronouncing everything right. And I don't know if this is still active, but yeah, we're gonna promote it for you anyway.
There's a promo code Time Flash, no underscore, just all capitals Time Flash. It gives you 15% off your order at the Zentai.com.
ZentaiZone.com.
You know?
I don't know if that's still active, but for anybody that sees that, maybe give it a shot. So once again, and Time Flash is sponsored by the Game of Nerds.
Yeah.
So did want to throw that out there. Time Flash, this is awesome. You have a lot of other awesome cosplay on your Instagram. He is called Time Flash because he does a lot of Flash cosplay, Reverse Flash, and things like that.
I'm gonna have to check those out.
Yeah. But
I was a huge fan of the series.
Wanted to focus on your Cyclops because it's very 90s-esque, and we were talking about Nintendo 64 and everything today on this episode, and it just seemed fitting. You know, it just seemed fitting. So Time Flash, shout out to you. Your cosplay of Cyclops is amazing.
I love the build up and then
it's just
soften them up into it.
Oh.
I'm learning how to edit just so I can do a bunch of edits of like Chaz always doing his crazy stuff.
For the listeners, man, I'm telling you, we are a very video heavy episode.
Podcast. Yeah, for sure.
So you guys definitely go check that out on the video to figure out what the hell that silence was just for.
If you couldn't tell by my... It was like,
exactly, brother.
So much buildup for no reason.
Yeah, so we're gonna get out of here, man. Shout out to everybody that called in, that sent in the memos and all that stuff, and talked about the N64. Happy birthday, Nintendo 64. Nintendo, listen to us because we're the only podcast that matters. And you probably should be listening to everything that we say about the next year's anniversary. And you know what? It would be nice to have royalties because it's just the right thing to do. But you know what? I'll take maybe just a free 4K Switch Pro, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah. Or put my, I'm gonna get my just me printed on the back of my Switch Pro.
To round this episode out, brother, we want to thank you for listening. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it in the voice the whole time. The voice is throwing me off. The listening is throwing me off. No, it's like this, man. It's like this. You ready?
All right, go for it.
Thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those beautiful things that you guys do over on the YouTubes. YouTube.com/Side Project Podcast. Scroll down, hit that big button. Hit that big button? I don't know, man. If you want to hit the button, you can hit it. I'm not sure what the button is, but If you find the button, go ahead, hit it. But hit that big button that says subscribe, because when you do, it goes, hey, N64's for everybody! Ah! And you get 100 project points. 100 project points. They validate your sexiness.
You should do the whole Oprah thing. Like, you get 100 project points.
You get 100 project points. You get 100 project points. And everyone gets 100 project points.
Yes, brother. You're getting 100 project points. Thank you guys for listening on Google, on Apple, on Spotify, and all the things that you listen on, brother. We appreciate you guys from the bottom of our hearts. When you rate, when you like, and when you subscribe, and you do all of those things that you do. Juicebox, brother. Tell them where they can find you.
Captain_Juicebox.
And if you're looking for me, you can find me at IG Hates Chazzy. And if you're looking for us as a whole, brother, you can find us at Side Project Podcast.
Snap it to the Side Project.
You remember Macho Man Randy Savage? Snap it to a Slim Jim and all that.
Snap it to a Slim Jim. Slim Jims are good, but then I grew up and I found out what they were made out of. And
I can't do it. I had one like years ago, and all I gotta say is it wasn't a good day. Wasn't a good day. My stomach, it wasn't a good day.
Yeah. Oh, hey, brother. Hit him with the nice pistols for the Hulkamaniacs. Oh.
I'm trying to do a flex pistol, but it's kind of hard to keep the...
No, you just got to kind of go like, keep it. You're so big that you can't even really pull out your guns, brother, because your muscles are just really kicking in, brother.
From the hip?
You go ahead, hit it from the hip, brother.